Okay, welcome to today's lesson. I'm pretty excited about today's lesson, but before we do any sort of talking or introductions or anything like that, I'd like to start just by saying, listen to what I'm going to show you. We're going to take songs like this. And let's say we're coming to a close. I'm going to teach you how to be able to solo if you needed to continue going. A lot of times as a keyboardist, whether you're playing at church or if you're just entertaining, you need to set a mood. So at the end of that very popular song, Imagine, what if you needed to keep going? Or what if you wanted to keep going, just to keep the mood going? What if you were playing at a restaurant? I'm going to teach you how to create a solo and create kind of your own song over any chord progression. It's just a little trick that we do in the right hand. And I'm going to show that to you right now, okay? So let's jump into it. I want you to start with this. You have to understand the key that you're playing in. So if you were playing a song like the Imagine song here, you need to know that this is in the key of C, so C major. And a lot of times you can find out just by searching online, or the music will even tell you, hey, we're playing in the key of C or G or D. In this particular case, we're in the key of C, so that's step number one. Recognize what key you're in. Step number two is you need to be able to identify chord 1 in C major. So what's chord 1 in C major? Well, that turns out just to be a C chord. So it's very easy. So if you were in the key of D, the 1 chord is what? A D chord. And if this is foreign to you, like if you don't know that this is an A chord or that this is a B chord, you need to have this stuff down to get the most out of today's lesson. So I'm just going to direct you to my website. I have free tutorials that download straight to your computer, and it'll give you a solid foundation on just the basics of piano. It'll make this lesson go by much more smoothly. So identifying the 1 chord, right? So all you do is you identify the 1 chord of whatever key you're in and you transform it. So this is the important part, the transformation. So pay attention. Since we're in the key of C, we're going to take our 1, 3, and 5, that's a C chord, and to transform it, all you're going to do is you're going to take your middle note and move it right there to the D, or the second note of the scale that you're in. Okay, so that's a C, I'm going to call it a C transformed chord, C transformed. So if we took an E chord, look at that, and then I asked you to transform it so that you can solo with it, what you would do is you would take the second note of the E scale, which happens to be that note. Okay, so if you don't know your scales, go to my website. I have everything there for you. Okay, so your scales, that's the second note. So instead of playing this chord, okay, you need to transform it to this. Okay, a D chord, how about that? D chord, okay, and transform it. It would be the second note of the scale. So take the middle note, get it away, second note of the scale. That's how you'd play a D chord transformed so that you can improvise and solo and kind of determine which way the song's going to go because you say so. All right, so just watch that transformation and keep track of that. So it's the 1 chord, identify what key you're playing in, find the 1 chord and transform it. Okay, after that, what you can do is with this chord, you can take these 2 notes, which are a C and a D, and move them up here to a C and a D. So you have this and you have this. Essentially the same exact chord because you have the same makeup of notes. You have a G, a C, and a D. Here you have a G, a C, and a D. So listen to this. If you're playing just a basic chord progression, C to an A minor to an F, which is the 4 chord, and then to 5, which is G chord. Watch this. You can do this. Watch the right hand. See how the right hand agrees with any chord I'm playing in the left hand? Okay, that frees you up a lot as a piano player. So you're not thinking about switching with your right hand. All you have to think about is, hey, I've transformed my 1 chord and that's going to agree with the left hand. And so from there you can start building your mood music or your solo, okay? So that's the basics of it. All you do is you take the 1 chord, you transform it, and you can do these 2 chords. So how would that fit in with the song I started the video off with? Imagine. Let's see. Let's pretend we were playing the song and then in the middle of the song, I think it's John Lennon that does the song. I hope I'm right, but I'm going to go with that. That's what my gut says. John Lennon. What if you're on stage with him and he decides to talk to the audience? Like, he has an inspirational moment and you're the only person playing on stage. You need to be able to keep the mood going, right? So if you were playing this song and then he looks back at you and says, I'm going to talk real quick. Okay, you can go to mood music. Watch my right hand. Okay, see how my right hand went immediately to this? Okay, see how that works? So this right hand transformed chord, the one chord, when you transform it to this, you can play some really nice stuff. It's an easy way to play over any sort of chords, especially if someone's singing with you. What if we were to take this song? This just came to mind. Okay, so Piano Man by Billy Joel. What if you wanted to intro into that song? You're playing for your family, and they're all, hey, Nick, why don't you play something for us? Sure, let me just set the mood. And everyone's like, ooh, he knows what he's doing. Okay, look at my right hand. Do you see? All I'm doing is I'm taking that transformed chord and I'm playing that inversion of it. You know how I talked to you about that inversion? All I'm doing is I'm going quick with it. So I'm kind of breaking it up like this. Okay, so if you just work with this transformed chord, you can really play over anything, and you can intro into songs, and you can essentially improvise and start playing from a standpoint of understanding what you're doing. You understand that, hey, I've transformed my chord in the right hand to a chord that goes with anything I play in the left hand. So what if we were to do this in the key of D? How would it sound? So step number 1, let's go through it. You need to understand the key that you're in. I just said we're in the key of D. Hopefully you're paying attention. Number 2, identify the one chord in the key you're playing in, which is D. So D, this D chord, is the one chord of the key of D. Okay, and then we had to transform it. So we know that this note, E, is our second note of the D scale, and so this is your transformed chord. Okay, now what if I were to transform it up, just like we did? So take the 2 bottom notes, and you're going to bring them up here. Okay, so what if I brought this chord now down here, and what if I played just the right hand? It agrees with anything in the left hand, so let's just pick some notes in the left hand. What if we picked, but of course, these notes in the left hand have to be within the D scale. Okay, that's very important you understand that, because if you have notes outside of the major scale, it usually does not sound good. So let's pick this note, this note, this note, and then this note. So if you're good with your numbers, it should be the 6 of D, and then you're going to go to the 4 of D, the 1, and then the 3 of D. So let's put some rhythm to it, and watch my right hand. It's just going to stay on this transformed D chord, and look how good it sounds with the left hand. Okay, so hopefully that gives you an idea of how you can improvise. And what you can do is you can take the solid chord, the transformed chord, and just break up single notes if you'd like. So if we were to do the same thing in the left hand, watch this. Maybe you don't want a fast song. Maybe you want a ballad and something soft. Okay, so you see I went like this. I started adding other notes aside from the transformed chord. So these are our transformed chord notes that we can use. And then I did. So once you start getting a good idea of this whole transformation and being able to improvise with the right hand staying on that transformed chord, you can start adding things to it. I'd like to show you one last thing kind of as a bonus. Watch this. In the key of C, let's go back. I'm going to show you this run, and this is a fun little run I was actually playing the other night, just practicing my piano. So listen to this. It has to do with the transformed chord, by the way. Okay, let's see if I can get it. One try. One more time. Okay, so I'm going to show you that. Okay, so essentially the run goes like this. Okay, so slowly. Okay, see that? So it's a lot of hands together, right hand doing a weird rhythm, left hand keeping timing. If you struggle playing hands together, check out my system titled Rhythm Techniques for You. I've developed rhythm exercises to get your hands working with one another. So if that's been an issue for you in your piano career, definitely check that out. I'll throw that in there because this is tough to do. The run with your left hand playing, it's challenging. So let me show you the run. Notice that's the transformed chord right there. That's the transformed chord. And then what I did here is I did an F transformed. So you can start mixing the chords instead of just a one chord. What about a 4-chord transformed? Okay, so I did an F chord transformed here, a 4-chord transformed. Okay, the 2-finger comes over there. And that's the end of the run. Then you start it again down here. So let's try it with a drum beat. I don't know what drum beat I'm going to get here. Oh, this is kind of cheesy. But we'll go with it. Okay, let's see if I can get it. Okay, you don't have to do it that fast. What if I just went slower? Let's see if I can do that. Okay, so you see what I did there on the runs? I'm kind of doing the transformed chord. So get good at this transformed chord. I really hope that this was a helpful lesson for you. This is something that I use all the time. I play at church. I use it when I'm playing at church. I do gigs. I play professionally, and I write songs. So when I'm doing this stuff, I'm using little tricks like this in my head that I have down. So just the transformed chord, remember it, use it. Drop me a comment in this video and let me know how you used it, or maybe even a video. I've had people do that, and that's really fun for me to watch. I really enjoy teaching this stuff to you guys. So I hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll put a button right here for you guys, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.